Alrighty guys, I mentioned a couple weeks back that I was going to pick up a John Deere 530 two-cylinder. Well, here it is. Got to rebuild the engine in it for the guy. It hadn't run in about 5 years. It's got the sheet metal and stuff, it's just not on it right now. You can see it's probably going to need some work. I'm going to give it a full tune-up. Have the carb overhauled. I'll probably have the radiator checked out, and we'll go from there once it gets running, see what kind of shape it's in. It looks like it's going to need some electronic work for what bit of electronics there is, and I know the clutch is going to need some clutch that don't stay engaged or anything. But so this is the next project I'll probably start doing some videos on. I still got the Buick, still waiting on the gas tank for it, but I can kind of focus on this for a little bit now. You can see we got the 4210 moved. Just got a few things left to do to it, and then it'll be done. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll start draining the fluids in it, and go from there. See what we got. Oliver 66 Farm Wood also wanted me to walk through this shed again. There's planters back here. We got a 6-row, a 5100 in the back for planting ponds in. 5100 12-row with splitter, and then the 6100 corn planter right here. That's the portable parts department. New Holland 9482. We got that a year and a half ago. Case IH 2188 combine. There's the 1850, 1800 pickups. Bunch of firewood on the Ford 7000 grain truck. There's the feed grinder, the baler, and then this is a 129 Oliver Haybine. I really like this one. It does a nice job. It's a little dirty. We got right out of a real busy last summer and put it away in the shed and started working on combines right away, and didn't have a chance to clean it up. I'm embarrassed at the way it looks, but this year I'll get it cleaned up before we take it out again. And then the new idea manure spreader. And we also do strip till, and that is the strip till bar we use. For those of you who don't know what that is, we go through with a go into the mean stubble to plant corn, and just tear up like an 8-inch strip, about 8 inches deep, with these shanks here, and then you don't have to work it or anything. The next year you just plant right into that strip, and it works pretty good. Just a one pass. And we can also put anhydrous on with it if we want. We bought a dry cart a couple days ago. We're going to start putting dry down in the probably some DAP and urea down in the strip there. I'm going to do some yield checks with it. So I think that's about it. The shed's not too terribly full right now. The neighbor's got our it's clean bucket. Okay. Neighbor's got our auger wagon right now. He's unloading bins and needed to borrow it because he needed 2 of them. He's having them trucked, and so takes his auger wagon and our auger wagon to fill the semi each time. So we let him borrow ours, and that's where the 255 is at also. Got planter parts, combine parts, truck parts, small engine parts. You name it, it's probably on there. Transmissions. Well, I'll get this oil drained and go from there. Alright, I got the gas tank off, and the air intake, and the coolant line there going back to the head. And I ain't been working on it 2 hours, and lo and behold, I got to get the flame wrench out here got to get this exhaust bracket off to get the power steering, this adapter piece off here, so I can get the radiator out, so that I can have it checked out. But this piece broke at one time. Got the one bolt out on this side. Got to take this bolt out. We're going to heat it up, see if I can get that bolt out. But they went ahead and welded it, so I'm hoping maybe the weld will just break, and just be able to take this piece off, but we shall see. But I don't know. Bolt starts to move a little and then gets tight. The other side turned out hard the whole way with the impact, but I can't get the impact on this side. Starting to turn. I don't know why they went and welded this bracket on here. It's all the bolts are obviously still good. Amazing what a little heat will do. Hoping maybe I can just smack that with a hammer, then it'll break that weld. Since they welded in the cast iron, they used a stainless rod, which is good for holding, but still don't know why they just welded it on there. If you guys want to leave in the comments on any good places to get John Deere parts, I think I'm going to get the piston stuff through the machine shop, but and gaskets and stuff, but in case I need anything else like gauges or stuff like this, or power steering parts or something, you guys want to leave in the comments, and so I know where I'm first Deere I've really ever messed with, and I'm an Oliver guy, but never really know or haven't paid much attention on where to even get parts for these things. I'll get that the rest of the way. Alright, I got that bolt out there. There it is. I'd cut it with a torch. You can't really cut cast iron with a torch. It doesn't work too well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that one a little. Alright, I done went and got a bigger chisel and swung the hammer a little harder, and it did split the weld there, which I was rather happy about. So I'll be able to just grind that up a little bit and then just re-bolt the thing right on. I got the radiator out here. I'll probably get the manifold and carburetor off, and that'll be it for this video at least, and I'll tear into the engine in the next one. Have the radiator gone through. I'll tell you, that is one heavy radiator, all cast iron. Give them credit, they did build a heavy radiator, but I will also say they made a very hard to work on tractor, because you got the shaft and these hoses and everything, and instead of having flanges where stuff bolts together and you undo the flange, part slides out, you got everything slides in together, and so you gotta unbolt one part, slide the whole whatever you're taking off back, and then so you can unbolt your other part. And you got to do that on both ends, try to get the thing to move, and it's just a real mess, but we'll make it here. I think it's time to go eat lunch though, and I'm gonna come back and get that manifold off next. Alright, I'm gonna take the manifold off here, probably just leave it bolted together. Hopefully it'll come off. Hey, look at that. Can't beat that. It's pretty easy right there. Oh, wow. It don't look too bad at all, but I'll polish that right up with the die grinder and slap her back on there. That is where the carburetor came off, and it looks like it was just milled yesterday. It was stuck. That car, I'd take a chisel and beat the thing or pry the thing off. But the gasket was holding the moisture out there. You can see it, and it's still nice and shiny, which is great. Well, I think that'll probably be it for this video. Probably have to make up some sort of a stand or something to split this thing on. But yeah, I guess I'll do it for this video, and we'll see you guys next time.